Okay, problem 1I. We're finally almost done with the first problem. Super exciting. Just like all the other ones, let's start by isolating our trig function. So secant squared theta over 3 equals 4. And let's go ahead and take the square root of both sides to get secant theta over 3 equals plus or minus 2, and let's rewrite this using one of our reciprocal identities. Secant theta is the reciprocal of cosine theta, so I can write this as cosine theta over 3 equals plus or minus 1/2, the reciprocal of 2. That's fun and cool. I like that. So again, just like the last problem, I'm going to play the game where I ask myself, well, when is cosine equal to plus or minus 1/2? And then I'm going to use that to jump back to cosine of theta over 3, which is what I actually want. So, again, draw yourself your little reference unit circle and ask yourself, when is the value of cosine 1/2? Now, truly, you really don't need to memorize the unit circle to do this at all. You need to be, basically familiar with the values in the first quadrant, and you can use that to figure everything else out. Honestly, the one thing that I remember, first off, I know all my values like root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, and 1/2. I know those are going to be the values I'm going to see in some form or another. All I remember is that the sine of theta, sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. And I get everything else essentially for free just from knowing that one fact. That's cool. That's me. I don't know. Whatever. You do your own thing. But when is cosine equal to plus or minus 1/2? Well, it's going to happen there at pi over 3. It's going to happen there at 2 pi over 3. It's going to happen there at 5 pi over 3. And it's going to happen there at 7 pi over 3. Again, obviously like a crappy little drawing, but that's really all you need to figure these out, because it's all just knowing a few values in that first quadrant and then using symmetry and reflections. So again, just like the last time, remember these aren't the values I want because I want theta over 3 to equal plus or minus 1/2. So again, you could think of it as like setting up a little equation. Pi over 3 equals theta over 3 multiplied by 3 on both sides. Pi equals theta, and you found your first answer. But honestly, I like to think of it like this. We want to know when is cosine theta over 3 equal to plus or minus 1/2. So just think about it. Like any theta value you pick, it's going to be divided by 3, and then you're going to get your value. So if you want it to equal plus or minus 1/2, the theta value actually has to be 3 times that to get where you wanted, if you follow me. If you don't follow me, then just play along and be like, okay, let's multiply everything by 3, all those values. And notice this time it's pretty nice because our denominator is 3, so we're going to get some awesome canceling. So we got our first one, pi over 3 goes to pi, 2 pi over 3 is going to go to 2 pi, 5 pi over 3 is going to go to 5 pi, 7 pi over 3 is going to go to 7 pi. But, again, we're only looking between 0 and 2 pi. So, gone, gone. And we've got our two solutions, pi and 2 pi. And we're done. If it was different, if it said, say, like, cosine of 3 theta equals plus or minus 1/2, it'd be the same idea, but you'd be dividing. Same rules apply.